Britain has blocked the United States from using its bases, including RAF Fairford and Diego Garcia, for strikes on Iran. And it's not just Britain. Saudi Arabia told Washington directly that its airspace and territory are off limits. Qatar, Kuwait, the UAE, and Bahrain have all refused to help Trump strike Iran. These are the countries bordering Iran, the ones with the most to gain from neutralizing Tehran's nuclear program. They are the ones most aggressively saying no to Trump. So last June, Trump's attack on Iran worked because it was a one-night operation with B-2s flying from Missouri. But a sustained months-long campaign against Iran, this requires forward bases for rearming and refueling. And every potential host nation told Trump no. The American military can still strike anywhere on Earth, but the American global network of bases that enables American power is rapidly coming to an end, and Trump and the Republicans are...
Okay, first of all, the people that were Trump supporters are posting this clip of him. I don't know how many years ago it was, but anyway, it's being posted everywhere.
Think of it. We've spent $8 trillion in the Middle East, and we're not fixing our roads in this country. How stupid is it? And we're not fixing our highways, our tunnels, our bridges, our hospitals even, our schools even. It's crazy.
I'm seeing this resurgence of this tweet from them where they were the pro-peace ticket and where they tried to scare you. If you vote for Kamala, your kid's going into World War III. They're finding and posting any old tweets about Iran and Obama and how going there would be terrible and how Obama will do it for this and that. Here's just one set of these right here. And there's a lot more. Yeah, so just single ones are being posted everywhere, and then people have different clusters of them and different videos, like from him back in 2016 to now, how it's so different. Womp womp. I didn't go find all the really big content creators, but from what I understand, the people that are pro-Israel and that have Trump's mushroom in their mouth and that are getting a paycheck, they just think this is divine. You know, they're going to save Israel, and they probably had a nuke, and we needed to stop this, and it was years in the making. And even if you said, you know, not to go against them 13 years ago, times have changed, and everybody in Iran wants us, just like what they were saying about Venezuela. It's the same. And that's pissing off the people that were like, no, he promised no new wars. And I do know several people that really thought he wouldn't start any wars. And they were just devastated as he's threatened it, or any little thing. Last time he went against Iran and did that, he lost a group of people. He's losing people today. Now understand, there's a whole bunch of his diehards that are saying the same thing. They're repeating what those guys are saying, like, this is what Iran wants, this is what the people want. So they are in there just, again, fighting and dividing each other. And then you have people that are the creators, influencers, whatever, that are like America First, who would be Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then maybe Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, so they are adamantly against this, saying this is an absolute blunder, it's a betrayal, this is what the American people want, we want our money here, we want our focus here. So they are lashing out. So they have their supporters that are on that same team, and then the other ones follow, and that divide just gets bigger and bigger every day. And MAGA, the Trump MAGA, they are just in straight up denial about it. And they just keep trying to call these people panicants, which I hadn't seen that word in a while, but now it's popping up again, that they're freaking out. This isn't even a war. We just are striking a couple strategic points. He's a mastermind. He's the heart of the deal. Like, they are still back in 19 whatever. Okay, I'm going to start just reading through the quotes now. The value of starting a war for votes is not what it once was. Midterms are toast. Trump is a lame duck. He thinks that by starting this, American people will forget about Epstein and his involvement in raping American children. He will be held accountable for all his crimes. I feel so physically sick to my stomach. He betrayed America big Sigh, sad face, heartbreak. Just another neocon like all the rest. And by the way, people were screenshotting those and posting those, his comments, in case he deleted them later. And another one people are reposting now is, if young men don't want to be drafted to fight in Kamala's and Cheney's Third World War, they better get out and vote for Trump. Stephen Miller. This is the biggest bait and switch in history. An extra part of why the America First Marjorie Taylor Greene group are so angry about this is because they were promised no new wars, but ever since the Charlie Kirk stuff, they all loathe Israel. So now they're like, oh my gosh, Israel has all this blackmail on Trump and that's why he's doing this, or he's in the files and this is a form of blackmail and that's why he's doing this. He works for Israel, all that stuff. Trump has now proven that he is, without the shadow of a doubt, working for the cabal and the complete opposite of who he said he was. Not the president of peace, but the great deceiver, a liar, a sellout, a traitor, biblically evil. Charlie Kirk is rolling in his grave knowing Trump did this. He was vehemently against war with Iran and regime change at any cost. No new wars was perhaps one of the most egregious lies ever told, and we are all going to pay a serious price for it. This move better be the red line. There is no redemption. They have been planning a major strike on Iran and forced regime change there for decades. It took Trump to finally bring their apocalyptic vision to fruition. I guess that $250 million in Adelson money has finally paid off. The real question, no it's not, is what blackmail does Netanyahu have on Donald Trump that would make Donald Trump choose to openly destroy his legacy over exposure? This sucker is the most Zionist president in American history. Here's a picture of Trump smiling. It says no new wars, and then above it says effing liar. Yep, Trump is a traitor who should be impeached for this. Trump wants us to die for Israel. And then just so you have a flavor of everything going on, we've got the religious. I mean, I know they're all religious, but we've got this. Here's the deal. All of this is prophecy. Because we have allowed the absolute dehumanization of children, the veil of protection has been lifted. So many times the Bible warns us of how brutal the deception will be in end times, and he will allow it because of our refusal to repent as a nation. I am absolutely disgusted by Trump. America's officially one nation under Israel. He who strikes first stands in the position of Cain. That aligns with Luciferians. I am allergic to this shit. I need a channel just for that shit. I used to truly enjoy listening to what Trump said. I literally set down what I was doing to listen to him. Now I turn off anything he's going to say because I can't stand hearing his voice. Because it's not him, He's changed. He's not the man I voted for. He's so greedy and a liar now. Promises made, promises broken. It's shameful. Americans watching their tax dollars being used to bomb Iran while they set up a GoFundMe account for insulin. Lots of this you dipshit, and then they're retweeting his old comments. Remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran because of the inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. Donald Trump is a traitor and should be charged with treason. And that tweet has a picture of Trump, and with one of his tweets it says, "Congratulations, world. It's time for peace. Orange man can say goodbye for midterms victory. Shame on you, Donald. He's a sellout and a fraud." This is...
Hello, Brian. I'm wondering today if you're going to apologize to the Nebraska senator's husband for the remarks of calling him a white racist yesterday.
Okay, so I'll respond to that, and the answer will be no. But first of all, I find it very interesting that I just did a 30-minute interview with a grieving woman who saw. No. Excuse me. I'm. If you could just let me finish, and then I'll give you the opportunity. I find it interesting that I just did a 30-minute interview with the woman who just saw dozens of people die in front of her. And the first thing that enters your mind today, you're so angry that I called somebody who I still believe is a racist, refusing to shake Kamala Harris's hand.
All right, folks, check this out. Following Donald Trump's bombing of Iran in the middle of the night last night, a bunch of MAGA Republicans, influencers, commentators, whatever, they are turning on Donald Trump. They are calling him out publicly for bombing Iran. He went from saying he's anti-war, anti-interventionist around the world to now saying that Americans are going to die and that's just part of war and we're going to keep bombing Iran for the rest of the week. MAGA is not happy, like many Americans are. Nobody wants this war, but Donald Trump is pushing forward anyway. So you can see on your screen right now the person we're going to start with first, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, but we're going to get into all that and more. Before I do any of that, though, please make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about the story and everything going on around the world, especially, of course, in the Middle East. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to write the show 5 stars and follow along. If you have any family members around the world, I am thinking of you guys. They have any family members that are service members around the world, I'm especially thinking about you guys. It's just such a crazy time. But regardless, let's start here with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who responded to a statement that Donald Trump made where he announced that Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, is now dead. He was killed in the strikes in Iran. He called him one of the most evil people in history. This is now only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people for many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his gang of bloodthirsty thugs. He adds at the end, though, that the heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve objective of peace throughout the world and the Middle East. So who knows how long that's going to take? I mean, I think Donald Trump will very likely keep this bombing going to quite some time. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to that by saying, "Great, Mr. President, good job. You're a billionaire, and the American people, not the Iranian people who voted for you, are not billionaires. As a matter of fact, many of them are flat out broke, in all-time high credit card debt, can't afford health insurance or card insurance for that matter, and most young people can't afford to buy a house or even their rent payment. Your generation, the baby boomers, your families were able to thrive on stable incomes, and now that's practically impossible for the vast majority of American families, let alone imagine being a single mother." Now, I can't believe we're reading Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. You know how much, if you've watched this show before, how much I despise Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she's insane. Despite her calling it Donald Trump, she's utterly insane. But she's absolutely right so far. I haven't read anything that I disagree with. And maybe I spoke too soon, but we'll see. Most of your baby boomer friends and supporters, I'm sure, are cheering you the most, but us younger generations, Gen X, mine, millennials, and especially Gen Z right here, effing hate this bullshit. Because we all know that in 10 years, when the baby boomers that have been in charge of all of America's disastrous decisions are retired or passed away, us younger generations will be left with no Social Security checks because it will have gone bankrupt, over $50 trillion in debts, and a dollar that won't be worth shits. We, as an Yunbi, Kangpri into All America First, and this is not it. Wow. I mean, again, strong words from Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really never thought we'd be in this position where Marjorie Taylor Greene is taking a stronger stance against Donald Trump than some Democrats in the party, like Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania, who continues to disappoint everybody around him. But really well read, or well said, I should say, by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Very surprised right now. And there really wasn't anything in there that I disagree with. I mean, Donald Trump campaigned on the idea that he's America first. He's only focused on America, nothing else. No wars, no bombings, no nothing. And now he's completely abandoned that idea. I mean, the American people are struggling. The economy sucks. She's talking about Gen Z not being able to buy a house. I can attest to that. None of my friends have houses. They're not even close to having houses. And they're like 23, 24, 25, 26, getting up there in age, in the 20s, and 35 houses. The 20, my favorite payments. Donald Trump is more interested in bombing Iran. Here's another one, Mike Benz, who is one of the worst MAGA influences on social media. He's just so irritating. He said at 5:17 in the morning today, so as this all is kicking off, everything we are doing is going to have to be defended to actual voters in midterm elections just 9 months away. He added, "What are we doing, man?" And I actually responded to him saying, "This you, dumbass," including a tweet from 2024 where he said he didn't watch the debate between Trump and Kamala Harris because the election to him is not up for debate. It's Trump 2024 is what he said. And now he's here saying, "What are we doing, man? What are we doing?" How about this? Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, one of the words guys out there as well. It's interesting how all some of the words.
I've given you the opportunity to give me an example, and you can't name me one, so don't make the comparison.
I told you that from the beginning, that I had called in about Rittenhouse.
But
so,
you're the one who made the claim that both parties they both do the same thing.
I gave you an example of it.
Of who? I'm sorry, repeat. I didn't hear.
I gave you an example of what takes place with both parties.
And give me an example. I didn't hear an example.
I did give you the example.
Be specific. I gave you Kyle Rittenhouse. Give me a name. Give me an example.
I can't give you a specific name. I can give you instances of what I see every year when the president goes before the Congress and gives the State of the Nation.
And who did he honor? Who did Joe Biden honor that you disagree with, that you thought was in poor taste?
Jesus.
What do you mean,
that I'm not saying that I disagree.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay, but Lauren,
I'm not.
Lauren, here's why I'm asking you this, okay? Kyle Rittenhouse, I think we could agree on this. I hope we could. Kyle Rittenhouse is an idiot. He should have never been there that day. He put himself in harm's way. It was
I agree.
Okay, we agree. Let's start there. We agree on that. Great. The Republican Party, many in the party have paid him. He signed a book deal. Turning Point pays him to make speeches, and he's seen as a hero. Donald Trump invited him to the White House. You just said, and I think you're wrong, you're entitled to your opinion, you said the left does it as well. I'm just asking I can give you a ton of examples of Republicans honoring idiots.
I'm sure you can, because you have a tremendous dislike for MAGA people.
I have a tremendous dislike for anybody, left or right, who praises somebody.
Brian, I can't think of anything, and I've listened to you for many, many years.
Lauren, I need you to listen. Lauren, I need you to listen to me. This is important.
Talk to me like.
Okay, then you're off my show. I'll talk to you any way I want to, and there's nothing you can do. But I'm sorry I've embarrassed you. You can't give one example, but you make a blatant statement. Lauren, let me repeat myself once again. I have a dislike for anybody that praises somebody like a Kyle Rittenhouse. I have a dislike for anybody that would praise somebody for putting a black man in a chokehold for 6 minutes, even after he was unconscious. I have a dislike for anybody that would call the McCloskeys heroes for pointing guns at a bunch of black.
Iran has attacked 3 of our U.S. embassies in the last couple of days. Okay, those are sovereign territories of the U.S. They have declared war on us. I don't believe in the semantics. We've talked about the language this morning. We're not at war right now. We're 4 days in to a very specific, clear mission, an Operation Epic Fury, which has 2 components, as you know, that we have articulated over and over. The president has, the Commander of the Joint Chiefs, everybody has explained.
First off, you guys, make sure you like this video, comments on this video, share this video, and make sure you drop me a follow. I had to search just to make sure that video itself was not AI, because dude just straight contradicted himself through the entire thing. First off, the United States ended up attacking Iran first. Iran retaliated, and then, 6 United States service members ended up tragically losing their lives. I think there's upwards of like 20 plus that are currently injured. I guess, if anything, since we're not at war or anything, I guess all those people ended up dying and all those people ended up getting injured so far is just a training exercise. I mean, I guess you can just chalk that up to, just a training exercise and just not being good at what you actually end up, you're supposed to be good at. Let me know your thoughts over in the comments, because literally everything that has come out of this administration's mouth since they've taken over just really makes you question who actually voted for these people.
And sadly,
a massive political earthquake is happening right now, and the call is coming from inside the House. The administration's sudden, unauthorized war in the Middle East was supposed to rally the political base and distract the public. But instead, it has triggered an absolute mutiny within the MAGA movement itself. We are seeing conservative icons who spent years defending the president suddenly turning their backs on him. Top conservative media figures like Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly are absolutely blasting the administration. Carlson literally called the new bombing campaign absolutely disgusting and evil, stating that no American should have to die for a foreign country's war. Prominent conservative voices are pointing out a massive betrayal. The president campaigned on being the peace president who would end foreign interventions and stop forever wars. Now his own supporters are realizing he just dragged the United States into another massive, undefined conflict. But if you want to see the ultimate political hypocrisy, you have to look at the receipts from the past decade. For years, the president warned the American public that a desperate, weak politician would eventually bomb Iran just to save their own political skin and win an election. Back in 2012, he repeatedly tweeted that Barack Obama would start a war with Iran because he had no ability to negotiate and needed a distraction to win. Critics are now pointing out the staggering irony. Obama never started that war, but the current president just did. He literally wrote the script about a desperate politician starting a war for political gain, and then cast himself in the lead role. And when asked about the tragic loss of American service members in this new conflict, his response chilled the nation. He simply stated, "We may have casualties. That often happens in war. Sadly, there will likely be more." The America First crowd is furiously asking, how does sending troops to die in the Middle East put America first? And the official justification for this war is changing by the hour. First, the administration claimed they had to strike because of Iran's nuclear threat. But wait, just weeks before, the exact same administration bragged to the world that they had completely obliterated Iran's nuclear program. When reporters called out that contradiction, the excuse suddenly changed to ballistic missiles, and then changed again to a preemptive strike because someone else was going to start a war. It is absolute madness. And while the politicians spin their stories, real Americans are trapped in the crossfire. The State Department just issued emergency warnings for Americans in over a dozen countries to leave immediately. But there's a massive problem. Commercial air travel is severely restricted, and the government completely failed to provide an evacuation plan. Thousands of Americans are stranded in a war zone, and the administration's response is basically, well, this all happened very quickly. Meanwhile, the economic shockwaves are hitting everyday Americans right in the wallet. This isn't just a foreign issue. It is a domestic crisis. Because of the massive disruption in the Gulf, energy prices have gone straight up. Qatar has stopped producing natural gas, and the cost of insuring oil tankers has skyrocketed. Global stock markets are plunging, and high anxiety is gripping the world economy. And how does the president respond to polls showing 60% of Americans fiercely disapprove of this war? He dismisses the public, attacks his former conservative allies, and took to social media to boast that he has virtually unlimited supplies of weapons and that this war could go on forever if he wanted it to. He is openly threatening a forever war, the exact thing his base voted him in to stop. When conservative media, the general public, and the financial markets all turn against an unauthorized military conflict, you know.
Did y'all see what Joy Ann Reid had to say to MAGA? Watch this.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority-serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go, every so often I go and lurk and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess. What you all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do. You want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax cut. You're still pissed because the left, the other side, the majority, we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism. We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad. But guess what we're going to keep on doing? We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we're still not going to like it. We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it. We're never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day. We have the Boricuas. We got the Mexican Americans. They done woke up. They said, whoo, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks. We got the spicy whites. The spicy white fucking with us. They're with us. Right? We got the Asian Americans who've woken up and said, whoa, we better be with them. Right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans are like, you're going to do internment again? We see you.
South Koreans
are like, whoa, we see you. Y'all going to kick the South Koreans out. Now you're going to cry because Georgia's going to have a worse economy because you're not going to get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs. The South Koreans are like, oh, well, sure hate it. Africa's like, we're just going to do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all. Tourists are like, we don't need y'all. The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, yo, why are we fighting each other? Caribbean Americans are like, yo, we were y'all. We made a hip hop together. Let's go off. And you're mad at us because we do not want to be with you. This America you want, that's yours, y'all. You keep it. We don't want it.
I love me some Joy Ann Reid. She did not mince words. She didn't stumble. She didn't stutter. She was very clear and concise about every fucking thing. And I know MSNBC hates that for her because they really fucked up letting her go. But why is y'all really mad? Like, why is y'all out here talking about white man fight back, white man fight back? Who is y'all fighting back against? Y'all are making all the decisions on every fucking thing. Y'all got control of the Senate, control of the House, control of the motherfucking White House. Y'all changing all the fucking rules. Why is y'all so fucking mad? America is being ran the way y'all wanted it to be ran. So it don't make no fucking sense that y'all out here huffing it